At around 9:45 on Tuesday night, Mayor Earl Trapp was fast asleep at his home on 8th Street in San Ignacio town when he was awakened by his wife.
She said that she heard someone rapping on the door, and so she thought it was my little son. When she called my son's name, the guy rapped again on the door. The guy failed to answer, so she turned on lights outside. When she peeped through the window, she saw 3 men dressed in camouflage uniform and hats.
The 3 fake cops dressed in camouflage clothing made their way through Trapp's front gate to his front door. They told him that they were on a routine mobile patrol but stopped at his house to get water because they were feeling dehydrated. Believing their story, Mayor Trapp unlocked the burglar bar door, a decision he will come to regret.
When I opened the door, they barged in. When they barged in on me, they tried to hold up my hands and said, "You're under arrest." When they said you were under arrest, I told them, "Arrest for what?"
A struggle ensued between the men and Mayor Trapp. One of the intruders produced a duct tape and attempted to restrain Trapp by binding his hands, but he fought. Meanwhile, the third intruder held a gun at the wife's head.
When I realized that it was something bogus, it is when they said you were under arrest. You know, I said, "Arrest for what?" And when I saw the duct tape, then it was the worst one that I thought, then this is something bogus. And a struggle ensued, and 2 of them tackled me, they brought me down, but we exchanged blows. And while I was on the ground, I was able to hit a couple of them with my feet. They kicked me, we exchanged blows, and this continued for almost 4 to 5 minutes when the guy with the gun that was holding the gun at my wife's head, he realized that I will not stop yelling and asking for help, screaming for help. I was screaming, "Help, help, help," but no one came, and I said I will just continue. When I realized that, like I said, it was to bung my hands and my feet, I said, "No, if you will try to tie me up and take me out from here, it's best you shoot me." That came through my mind. And that's the reason why I fought valiantly, to really try to scare them off.
During the fight, Trapp suffered minor injuries, including a bite to his face.
If you notice here on my right cheek, we were exchanging blows. I never gave up. They were kicking me up. And at last, the guy bit me here. If you notice, there's the imprint of...
He bit you?
Yes, right. And while he bit me, his hands were trying to cover him out, and I bit his finger as well. So this is basically the worst of it. Of course, with my body aching, my back, my chest.
Seeing that Trapp would not give up, one of the men made his way to Trapp's bedroom and came up with a brown safe box before running out through the front door.
The guy that had the gun at my wife's head said, "Miss, where's the money?" She said, "We don't have money here." "Which money are you talking about? Just give me which money?" I said, "Miss, I want to shoot." "Well, I don't have any money." And he then went into my room. He picked up a valve that I had in there, and he stepped out and said, "Guys, let's go." And that's how they left me. Okay. And they got into the vehicle and sped off.
The robbers escaped in a red SUV that was waiting for them. They escaped with approximately $3,000 in US currency and $1,000 in Belize dollars. Trapp believes that someone who knows the details of his house fed the robbers information.
I think it was, if you want to call it, an inside job. Someone that knows my house, that probably orchestrated this attack.
Because of one of the robbers went directly into your room.
Yes, indeed. So I and that's what makes me believe that it was orchestrated. From the time they came in through that gate, it's because someone had already spoken to them of how they can get to my door.
Security cameras, did they capture the entire incident?
Yes, it captured the entire incident. What we are doing now is we are taking the video to Belmopan, to a guy that has the proper equipment to enhance it.
The faces of these intruders are easily visible in the security footage?
No, because the cap that they wore had like an overhang all around, so it wasn't that visible. Okay. No, not at all. I think I may be able to recognize one of them. Yes, I think I may be able to recognize one of them if I see them again.
Tonight, investigators are questioning one person whom they believe is familiar with Trapp's residence. ACP Joseph Maivet warns the public to be cautious of fake police officers.
Certainly, it is a concern, and what I can say is that that is an area that is frequently patrolled by police officers. What I would want to advise the public is that in the event that something like this should occur at your residence, you must first seek the identification of those persons. And if they are police officers, they will come in police vehicles. At this point in time, we are following several leads, but as I mentioned, we do have one person detained.
Meanwhile, Mayor Trapp says he'll be more cautious when dealing with members of the public.
It is really sad, but it's just the reality of it now. The good will have to suffer for the bad. No, in cases of emergencies, I'm sorry, but once I'm in my house, I will not let anyone in. I will not go out. It has to be next day morning, 8 o'clock at the office. Okay. So that's the new protocol. Okay. I don't believe in, honestly, living in prison. Okay. You know, I will continue to be free, but of course with more caution. Okay. I'll be more cautious in whatever I do, wherever I go. I certainly will have more caution and just be more careful. That's all I need to be.
Reporting for News 5, Hipolito, Novelo.